Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are live for the Buccaneers and Rams tonight on Sunday Night Football. One time actually not on late. Game is about to kick off here. But welcome to the stream, everybody. We got the Buccaneers and Rams tonight on Sunday Night Football. Should be a pretty good game. But the Buccaneers will get the ball first. The Rams have it teed up and are set to send it away. And the kick is away. And it's going to be fielded from about the goal line, brought back across the 20, and across the 25, taking that at the 29-yard line. And that is where the Buccaneers will take over for their first possession. But Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers offense on the field. They got Chris Godwin back for this week's game. Still no Bucky Irving. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Should be a pretty good game tonight on Sunday Night Football. So from their own 28, Mayfield going to hand off to Rashad White for the game's first play from scrimmage. And White with a good run, going to pick up about 6 yards. And a very solid pickup right there on first down. Let me also put out a poll. I got the Rams in this game. I don't remember the exact score. I said I'll check in a minute. There's the poll. Be sure to vote on that. So 2nd and 4 from the 34. Mayfield and shotgun. High snap. Throw to the outside for Ibuka. And that's caught for a gain of about 3, but a yard short of a first down. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Got the Buccaneers and Rams tonight on Sunday Night Football. The 3rd and 1 here for the Buccaneers. Mayfield under center. Bring Tez Johnson in motion, and they're going to hand it off to Sean Tucker straight ahead, and he's got a first down. He falls forward, got about 3, and the Buccaneers move the sticks. Be sure to vote on the poll. And when we hit the game's first commercial break, I'll also check my score prediction for the game. But 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers, as they're able to convert the game's first third down. Mayfield in shotgun, ball on the 40. Mayfield fakes it to Tucker, now rolls right, and Mayfield on the run. He's going to try to keep himself, spin away from a defender, and he'll gain about 2. Bring up 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 7. They actually give him 3 on the scramble right there. Has Johnson, the rookie from Oregon, goes in motion, and they'll throw it to him on the outside. Johnson makes the catch, and he's out of bounds after a gain of about 5. Looks like they might actually give him 6. That'll make it 3rd and 1, with 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. So Mayfield in shotgun, Tucker to his right. And they're going to hand it off here. Tucker cuts up the middle, has a first down inside Ram territory to the 44-yard line. And the Buccaneers move the chains on 3rd down again. So 1st and 10 here from the 44. Play action here. Mayfield looks to throw. Has time. Lets one go deep down the field towards the end zone. That pass broken up. Looking for Emeka Mbuka at the goal line, but broken up by Kobe the Ram. And it brings up 2nd and 10. $11:06 to go in the first quarter. A little bit underthrown from Baker Mayfield. If that's out in front, Mbuka's got a step, so we might be able to beat him over the top. It's broken up. 2nd and 10 here from the 44. And I don't know why that just refreshed itself. That was weird. Alright, now I can't get it back on. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Alright, so it's going to be a punt for the Buccaneers. Missed a couple plays. Alright, so the Buccaneers punted away. Rams take over with the football with 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. That was just a 23-yard punt and a fair catch at the Rams' 20-yard line. But the two plays we missed was a 1-yard run for Rashad White and a 23-yard incompletion looking for Chris Godwin. As the Rams will get the football for their first possession, and while they're at commercial and we check my score prediction for the game, I know I took the Rams. I took the Rams 31-22. So that is the score prediction for the game. I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. They're just extremely complete. Good offense, good defense. The only thing they're not good at is special teams. But I do think they are the best team in the NFL. But the Rams take over the football here at their own 20-yard line after defense forced a punt on the opening drive of the game for the Buccaneers. We wait for them to come back from commercial. We still wait for them to come back from commercial. Scoreless game. About 5 minutes in. Be sure to vote in the poll. A 1st and 10 here from the 20-yard line. Stafford under center. Kyron Williams is the back. And they'll hand it to him here to the left side. And a look for space, not much. Pretty much no gain. Maybe found a yard. So 2nd and 9. They do give him a yard on 1st down. Stafford Throws underneath, finds Williams out of the backfield, but no space after the catch. He'll gain maybe 2 on the play, but again, not much space, and brings up 3rd and long here for the Rams. We got 9:12 to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 here for the Rams. They're the second best 3rd and long team in the NFL. And they're going to convert right here. Stafford finds Devontae Adams to the 36-yard line. And the Rams move the sticks. The Rams convert 33% on 3rd downs of at least 7 yards. That's best in the NFL. And they pick one up right there. So 1st and 10 from the 36. Stafford under center. Bring Winnington in motion. Stafford off play action. Sets up the screen to the tight end Parkinson. And he'll pick up about 7. Brings up 2nd down here for the Rams. Matthew Stafford on the season, 27 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, averaging 256 yards per game, completing 66% of his passes. 27 touchdowns also leads the NFL. And just 2 interceptions is extremely impressive as well. So Stafford under center, they're bringing Nakua in motion. Play action here, Stafford. Throws over the middle, wide open to Puka Nakua inside the 40. And he's all the way down to the 27-yard line. Big catch and run. And a great chunk play right there for the Rams. To approach the halfway point here in the first quarter. Hey, how's it going? You wanted us to win. I did too, but of course the Giants don't know how to finish the game. And another double-digit blown lead in the fourth quarter. I've just gotten used to it at this point. It's really crazy how they've blown so many leads. So 1st and 10 here at the 27. Empty backfield for Stafford. 4 yards so far. Stafford looks to throw. Has plenty of time. Now he gets pressured and sacked. Stafford dropped back at the 38-yard line. The first sack of the day for either team. And Stafford gets taken down for a sack. It's just so crazy how the Giants keep blowing these leads. Like, I mean, even last week, if you want to count that, I mean, I wouldn't really put too much on that because it was a 1-point lead, I believe, 21-20 or 20-19 or something like that last week. But they just can't hold a fourth quarter lead. Here's a screen to Puka Nakua for a gain of 2. And it brings up 3rd and long. With 6:05 to go in the first quarter. So Stafford looks to throw here on 3rd and 18. Throws one to the outside. That's caught by Nakua for a gain of 19 and a first down. Great job keeping the feet in bounds. Another 3rd down conversion for the Rams. How about that 3rd and 18? And they're going to move the sticks. It's a great catch along the sideline. Nakua already 3 catches for 52 yards. McVego's running down the sideline. Lets the play go. Doesn't call a timeout. Stafford, play action, rolls. Throws towards the end zone. Diving in. And did he stay in bounds? He did not. They're going to mark him out at the 2. But a throw to the tight end, Parkinson right there. And yeah, he is out before he crosses the plane. With first and goal for the Rams. Matthew Stafford is 7 of 7 for 88 yards. The Rams are going to have to burn a timeout right here. They can't get the play in. So the Rams call a timeout with 4:35 to go in the first quarter. So it's first and goal for the Rams from about the 2-yard line. So first and goal here for the Rams. 3 tight ends in the game here. Love to do them in that short yardage situation for the Rams. They motion a tight end across, throw the fade to Adams, and that pass called for a touchdown. That play is unstoppable for the Rams. There's so many different variations they can do off that formation. I saw somebody break it down earlier this week. It's really insane how many different things they can run out of that one package. But there's the fade to Devontae Adams, a 10-play, 80-yard drive. And the Rams get on the board first. I forget where I saw the breakdown of this now, but it's insane. Usually they'll throw it to the outside for Devontae Adams on either a fade or a slant. But if you're a corner, you've obviously got to worry about both. And obviously Devontae Adams is such a good route runner that he's able to set it up perfectly. And then they can also hand it off from there. I think they can roll. I've seen them roll Stafford out. There's just unlimited options they can do, all from that one formation. But it's 7-0 here for the Rams. And a great drive right there. Matthew Stafford stays perfect at 8 of 8, 90 yards. And a touchdown. What an opening drive there for Matthew Stafford. You have Kyron Williams in fantasy needing to do well. Well, not off to a great start. 1 carry for a yard, although he does have a catch, so that's something. I had Jahmyr Gibbs, so that was obviously a great performance. I think he scored like 55 points. Gibbs helped you win. Nice. Yeah, 55.4 points. That's insane. I'm in a pretty good spot in my fantasy matchup this week. But a 7-0 Rams lead. With 4:32 to go in the first quarter. Stafford on that first drive, 8 of 8, 89 yards, and a touchdown. That's after the Rams defense forced a punt on the first drive for the Buccaneers. You had Wan'Dale Robinson on the bench though. Oh, that's tough. The guy in my league who had him I looked to see if he was available. I didn't think he would be, but the guy who has him in my league as well also had him on the bench. How many points did he even score? Probably like 30, right? Somewhere around there. But the Buccaneers get it back here. Rams kick this off. And it's going to go into the end zone just barely for a touchback. So we'll get it at the 35. 30, yeah. That's a tough game to leave on the bench. So the Buccaneers offense back on the field at their own 35. Mayfield under center. Sean Tucker is the back. And they'll hand it off here to Tucker up the middle. And he'll gain about 4. You got the Rams, by the way, 31-21. Okay. I actually have 31-22, so a very similar score. I agree. I got the Rams as well. Sean Tucker last week against the Bills, career highs in touches and touchdowns with 21 touches for 140 total yards. He found the end zone 3 times. So 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Mayfield under center from the 39. Bring a tight end in motion and hand it off to Tucker again. And he'll gain about 3. Getting to 41. So mark a 3rd and 4. Tucker 4 carries, 16 yards. Mayfield in shotgun back to his left. Mayfield looks to throw. Rams bring 4. Quick throw. That pass is going to be caught by Godwin for a first down. Got 5, needed 4. And Godwin with his first catch of the game. First catch in a while because he's been out with injury for a long time. It's a 5-yard catch, enough to move the chains. It's his first catch since October 5th against the Seahawks. No, sorry. I missed that. Oh, no, that's today. Actually, he had one last week. Nope, that's not October 26th. It's not last week. Hold on, I can't do math. Throw to the outside here, and he's taken down for a loss of about a yard or 2. But it's Godwin's first catch since October 26th against the Saints, where he caught 1 pass for 3 yards. I was looking at yardage numbers. And I completely missed that he had a catch. The 2nd and 13. Mayfield in shotgun back to his left. Mayfield looks to throw here. Quick throw to the outside for Otten, who juggles it. And, oh, it's ripped away! It's ripped away by the Rams! And now on the return, they're going to get inside the 20, get a block on Mayfield, and he returns it for a touchdown. Kobe Durant with the return for the Rams. And I don't know if that's a pick or if that's a fumble return, but the Rams with a defensive touchdown. Wow, what a play by the defense. I don't know if this is a pick. It's got to be, because Otten never has this. Well, he might secure right there. But either way, it's a defensive touchdown. A great play by the Rams defense. And a heads-up play right there by Durant just to rip that ball free, because Otten never has it. Let's see, his knee is still up there, so if that's a catch... Oh no, his knee's down right there. Well, so that's going to be tight. If they really has possession of the ball, he's going to be down. The touchdown's going to come off the board. But if it's still juggling it and he never has possession, they're really never had possession of the ball. So it's a pick 6 for the Rams. And they're now 14-0. Yeah, that's a tough one right there for Baker Mayfield. So to find Cade Otten in the flat, he's got space after the catch, but Otten never catches the ball and just juggles it a million times. He keeps tipping it back to himself. And it's 7 points going the other way. That is a tough one there for the Buccaneers. Now 14-0 in the minute 42 to go in the first quarter. It's a 50-yard pick six. What it's officially ruled as. Baker Mayfield throws his 4th interception of the year. Had one last week against the Bills. He really hasn't been quite as good recently. Obviously, he started the year really hot as a potential MVP candidate. And I mean, I'm not saying he's been terrible, but he just hasn't been quite as good recently. Last week, just 173, touchdown to pick. The week before that, he was pretty good, 273 and 3 touchdowns. But the game before that against the Saints, just 152, no touchdowns. And the game before that, 228, a touchdown to pick against the Lions. So definitely a. Mayfield has definitely slowed down after the good start. Really, all the Buccaneers offense is done. Or the Buccaneers as a whole have slowed down a lot. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They're down 14-0 early. After they started, I believe it was 4-1 or 5-1. They started 3-0 and they lost. So they went 3-1 in September. Yeah, they started 5-1. And then they lost to the Lions. Then they beat the Saints. And then they've lost back-to-back games. But we wait for them to come back from commercial here. Be sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already done so. So the kick here for the Rams is away. And it's another touchback. This one even further into the end zone. So the rules expert on the broadcast is saying he didn't have it long enough for it to be a catch, even if he had possession and his knee was down, which doesn't really make a ton of sense, because if he's got possession and knee down, it's a catch. But that's what the rule was, and why it was an interception. Mayfield throws, knocked away, almost picked off Cam Kitchens. The rookie from Miami makes a play on the ball. It was a split second sooner as I could have gotten picked. Baker Mayfield, a little wait on that throw. And not even wait, just maybe slightly, but Kitchens does a good job breaking the football as well. So 2nd and 10 from the 35. Play clock winding down. They'll get the play off. Quick throw to the outside, and he spikes it to Bucca on the outside. And it's 3rd and 10. Tough start for the Buccaneers offense. Baker Mayfield 3 of 5, 5 yards and an interception. Definitely not the way you want to start the game. So it's 3rd and 10. Minute 35 to go in the first quarter. Mayfield and shotgun back to his left. From their own 35. Mayfield gonna look to throw here, gets pressured. Mayfield steps up, runs into his lineman, and gets dropped for a sack. Kobe Turner takes him down, and the Rams defense can force a quick 3-and-out. What a start for the Rams, a terrible start for the Buccaneers, especially offensively. The Rams, they brought 5. Mayfield tried to step up, but he stepped up right into his own lineman and allowed Kobe Turner to clean it up for the sack. So Dixon on to punt it away for the second time. And it's away cleanly. And Kyron Williams calls for a fair catch at the 28-yard line. So that is where the Rams take over. Their own 28, up by 14, with 48 seconds left in the first quarter. A great first quarter so far for the Rams, already up 14. Buccaneers with just 37 total yards. Rams with 90. The Buccaneers minus 4 net passing yards between sacks and the actual completions. So not a good start for the Buccaneers. The Rams lead by 14. But we wait for them to come back from commercial break. A 14-0 lead for the Rams. Hold on 1 second. Still wait for them to come back from commercial. The Rams with the football on their own 28-yard line after their defense forced a 3-and-out. Stafford in shotgun, Williams to his right. 48 seconds left in the first quarter. And they're going to hand it off here. Williams up the middle. And I'll pick up about 5, maybe 6. And a good first down run. Potentially one more play here in the first quarter. So 2nd and 4, Stafford in the pistol. Williams behind him. Stafford, another handoff. Williams cuts back. And he'll pick up a first down. Got 4. And a first down for the Rams. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. That was actually Blake Corum at the carry right there. His second year out of Michigan. But 14-0 Rams at the end of the first quarter. And, of course, they just had a long commercial break. Now we got another one at the end of the quarter. No, that was actually Blake Corum with both carries right there for the Rams. He had carries of 5 yards and 6 yards to end the quarter right there. I didn't even realize that. I thought that was Kyron Williams. Blake Corum, he's been pretty solid here for the Rams. 317 yards and a touchdown, averaging 4.2 yards a carry. That was not an elite season, but a very solid second running back. And a couple nice run plays there to end the first quarter. But we end the first quarter, Rams up 14-0 on the Buccaneers. An offensive touchdown, a defensive touchdown. And overall, looking pretty good. Some stats from that first quarter. The Rams outgained the Buccaneers 91-28. Rams averaging 4.6 yards a play. Buccaneers at 1.6. Sorry, Rams at 7.6 yards a play. No penalties in that first quarter. That was a turnover by the Buccaneers. Buccaneers minus 4 passing yards. Rams have 79. And 32 rushing yards for the Buccaneers. 12 for the Rams. Stafford, without an incompletion in that first quarter, 8 of 8, 89 yards and a touchdown. Puka Nacua already 3 catches for 51 yards. A great start for him as well. Top 5 in the NFL in catches and yards coming into this week. But we wait for them to come back from commercial as we start the second quarter. Rams football here up 14. Stafford to throw here on the first play, and he'll check down to Winnington for no gain. But it's another completion for Stafford. He stays perfect, now 9 of 9. 90 yards, they will give him a yard right there. So from their own 40, 2nd and 9. Stafford, quick throw, that's a high throw, but caught by, I believe that's Davis Allen. Number 87 right there. And a nice catch right there. Make it 10 straight to start the game for Matthew Stafford. We've been seeing some completion streaks on Sunday Night Football recently. We saw the Jordan Love complete, was like 20 straight at one point a few weeks ago. And there was somebody else who had a completion streak a couple weeks ago. I can't remember who it was. Stafford looks to throw. Throws over the middle. That's caught again to the 44-yard line inside Buccaneer territory. And another first down. Stafford over 100 yards passing now. Oh, it was Sam Darnold to start the game when the Seahawks destroyed the Commanders. That's the other completion streak. I think he completed like 18 or 19 in a row to start that game. Stafford, 11 of 11 for 107 yards and a touchdown. So 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Corum behind Stafford in the pistol. Stafford looks to throw. Stafford throws outside that pass, caught by Devontae Adams for another 15 yards. And another Rams first down. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. 12:40 to go in the first half. Still up 14. Stafford under center here. From the Buccaneers 29. They bring Nacua in motion. Stafford rolls left. Stafford sets his feet, throws underneath. That is incomplete. First one of the day for Stafford, trying to hit the tight end Allen. But he Caught it, but had it punched out. But didn't have it for long enough. Incomplete pass right there. His first incompletion of the day. After completing his first 12. Stafford now 12 of 13 for 121 yards. And a touchdown, obviously. So Stafford and shotgun, Corum to his right. And Stafford off play action. Sets up the screen for the tight end Parkinson. And he'll get a block. Parkinson weaving his way inside the 20, chopped down at the 15. Parkinson is his third catch already. Another good looking drive for the Rams. 8 plays, 57 yards. They've taken 3:40 off the clock. The Rams 125 passing yards, -4 for the Buccaneers. From the 15, first down for the Rams. Stafford under center. And they'll hand it off here to Corum up the middle. He's got a lot of space, hurdles over a guy, and Corum gains 10 down to the 5-yard line. Haven't seen Kyron Williams at all on this drive. Alright, Corum didn't actually hurdle over a guy, just stepped over somebody's arms. So first and goal from the 5. Stafford under center. Stafford throws back shoulder Nakua, incomplete. The Rams have almost run as many plays as the Buccaneers have yards. 28 yards for the Buccaneers, 20 plays run for the Rams. With second and goal, 3 tight ends in the game for the Rams. And play action here, Stafford is going to try to run for it here, pump fake, and now he'll just throw it away. It looked like Stafford was going to try to turn that corner and get to the pylon, but clearly not fast enough to do that. So it's now third and goal for the Rams after back-to-back incompletions. With third and goal, Stafford and shotgun, Corum to his left, ball on the 5. Stafford looks to throw. Stafford throws back to the end zone, caught for a touchdown. Coley Parkinson makes the catch. His 4th catch of the first half, and the Rams another touchdown, and they're up 20, about to be 21-0. And what a start for the Rams. The 12-play, 72-yard drive, they take 5:02 off the clock. They're a great drive. They go right down the field. Parkinson wide open the back of the end zone. Well, Stafford with a little bit of a no-look pass right there. And here is the extra point. And it is good. 21-0. Rams lead the Buccaneers. Why aren't they using Kyron? I'm not sure. He wasn't even on the field at all in that drive. All by Corum right there. I was kind of wondering the same thing myself. You have a 70% chance of winning still. That's still pretty good. So you need him without needing him. It's always nice when that happens. Just saw this stat. The Giants now have the most road losses in a season with a 10-point lead in NFL history. They've lost 5 games on the road with a 10-point lead at some point in the game, and they've lost 5 of them. It's actually insane. Rams might make the Super Bowl, I think. I would not be surprised. In fact, if I had to pick a Super Bowl right now, I think the Rams win it. I think they're the best team in the NFL. I don't think anyone else is playing like them right now. Yeah, I take the Rams if I had to make a Super Bowl pick right now. I feel pretty confident they will come out of the AFC or NFC, at least at this point. As far as the AFC goes, I have no idea because that is just so wide open. I don't really trust the Broncos with the offense being too inconsistent. Yeah, Broncos, I mean, their defense is good enough. The offense, if they can just keep doing enough, maybe. I don't completely think the Patriots are all the way there yet. I still worry about the offensive line a little bit, especially after the Will Campbell injury today. Obviously, the Chiefs are always dangerous, might not even make the playoffs. The Colts, maybe? I mean, the AFC is just so wide open. The Bills, I don't trust with their run defense or their defense in general. Who else? The Steelers, no. Probably not even going to win a game. Maybe the Ravens, if they can actually win a playoff game, and if they can figure things out defensively, which it seems like they've done. Maybe the Ravens, but I really don't know. If I had to pick out of the AFC, but I do think the Rams out of the NFC. 1st and 10 here for the Buccaneers. They hand it off to Sean Tucker up the middle, and Tucker going to break a tackle and gain 4. By the way, the kick was a touchback to the 35. And it's actually crazy that the Rams, most teams you see kick it short of the end zone. We've seen the Rams, all 3 of their 4 kickoffs, kick it into the end zone. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but interesting because it gives the ball to your opponent obviously at the 35 as opposed to making him return it. So 2nd and 6 here. Mayfield under center. Play action. Mayfield pressured, and that one probably got knocked down at the line. It brings up 3rd and 6. I think the Ravens make it. I think that would probably be the case if I had to pick right now. But I mean, I don't really trust any team in the AFC at the moment. They're gonna throw a flag here for grounding. Oh, this pass was not tipped at the line. I thought it was because it was just such a bad pass. But apparently, no flag, no grounding. It's just an incomplete pass. It's 3rd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. Pressure. Steps up. Mayfield's got space to run. He will run. 1st down for the Buccaneers. And he swats the 48-yard line. Don't trust the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots, they're good. I definitely think they're good, but I still worry about the offensive line a little bit if they face a team with a good pass rush. But I mean, they're definitely one of the best teams in the AFC. But they might be a year away still in terms of like experience and stuff like that, but they're definitely up there. If I had to pick right now, it's either Ravens or Patriots between those two. Handoff here to Rachaad White, and we'll get maybe a yard. Texans could sneak in after Thursday. Yeah, the Texans, they're good, but their defense is great. But I just don't trust the offense. I mean, yeah, Davis Mills looked okay, but I mean, CJ Stroud's obviously coming back. But I just don't think the offensive line's good enough. So 2nd and 9 here. Mayfield in shotgun back to his right. Mayfield looks to throw. Quick throw underneath. That's caught by Otten. And he'll pick up about 3. He's actually able to catch this one. As opposed to bobbling it. The Ravens will win the North. Yeah, I agree. And the Ravens, because I think they could be a team that's like peaking at the right time. Like, obviously, they had a bad start to the year, but they're obviously playing better. Get Lamar Jackson back. The defense looks a lot better. We've gotten the run game going a little bit. I think they could be a team that really starts to peak at the right time towards the end of the season, and they can carry that over into the playoffs. Now, obviously, they haven't had much playoff success recently, but it's got to change at some point. But I think it could be them. 3rd and 6 here for the Buccaneers. They'll just get the playoff. Mayfield, pump fakes, steps up, going to try to run forward again. Mayfield lowers the shoulder, and he's got a 1st down. Mayfield splits 2 defenders, and a 1st down. Gain of 7. If Chiefs don't make the playoffs, then you'd be happy. I think a lot of people would be. That would feel really weird to not have the Chiefs in the playoffs. So 1st and 10 here from the 41 for the Buccaneers. Mayfield, hands off. Sean Tucker is going to break a tackle, have some space, and Tucker going to gain 8 on the play. Nice run right there. 7:05 to go in the 1st half. I don't know. I think the Chiefs might end up sneaking into the playoffs, like the 6 or 7 seed. But, I mean, it's very possible they miss the playoffs because they don't have the easiest schedule. They still got games against the Chargers, Cowboys. Next, that's actually on Thanksgiving. It's not going to be an easy game. They got the Broncos left. I think there's one more tough opponent as well. Here's the handoff to Rachaad White. He's got a lot of space up the middle. And he's down to the 20-yard line. Hey, another 1st down for the Buccaneers. Been a great drive. Much better than their first few. They've actually gotten the ball deep inside of Rams territory here. Let's see the Chiefs real quick. So 1st and 10 here from the 20. And here's a flip to Tez Johnson on the reverse. And Johnson gets some blockers and gets taken down for getting about 5. But the Chiefs' remaining schedule, they got the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. That's an interesting game. I was being in Dallas. Cowboys will win back-to-back games. The Chiefs, big win today against the Colts. Then they got the Texans, which is not going to be easy with their defense. Then they play the Chargers at home, which is probably a win, I would think, but it's not going to be an easy game. Titans, that's probably a win. Then they play the Broncos, and they end with the Raiders. There's definitely probably 3 or 4 tough games in there. But I think they'll win at least 3. So I do think the Chiefs probably end up in the playoffs, but it's going to be close. 2nd and 4, Mayfield steps up, throws, end zone, call for a touchdown. Tez Johnson makes the catch, and the Buccaneers get on the board, cut into this Rams lead. A great drive. They go right down the field. And Tez Johnson, the rookie from Oregon, makes another touchdown catch. Found the end zone quite a bit. Since he's really seen an increased role in playing time. Man, that throw. A little behind Johnson. Could have gotten picked. But Tez Johnson able to make the play before it gets knocked away. Baker looked like he might have hurt himself right there. Grabbing his left shoulder. But he's okay. And the extra point here, right down the middle. So it's 21-7 as the Rams lead the Buccaneers. A big drive right there for the Buccaneers, able to get into the end zone. And Tez Johnson with the touchdown. Colts and Travis blew a huge lead against the Chiefs. I actually didn't see much of that game. I saw they were up, I think it was like 20-9. If I was watching the Giants, no, so that game was overtime. Obviously, the Chiefs and Colts did too. By the time I turned the game on, the Chiefs were kicking the game in the field goal. Yeah, 20-9. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not ideal for the Colts, but I don't know, I still think they're pretty good. Obviously, not good to blow a huge lead like that, but I just think they showed they can compete with what we think is a good team, but we don't really know. I do think they're pretty good. Cowgirls beat the Eagles. Yeah, I was watching some of that game. That was a crazy comeback for the Cowboys. Another big bleed. Won by the Eagles this time. That was not good. Hold on 1 second. Your Patriots were first in the AFC for at least a week. Yeah, it's true, because they won, and the Broncos running by. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting battle to watch the between the Patriots and Broncos for first place, or the top seed in the AFC. And the Patriots, they got a pretty easy schedule remaining. I know they got the Bills and Ravens, but I'm pretty sure the rest of it's pretty easy. And the Broncos, I'm pulling up their schedule right now. Kickoff here, another touchback as it goes into the end zone. I haven't seen a ton of touchbacks this year. But hey, one right there. A lot there. One right there, and I think 3 others. Baker Mayfield got looked at in the medical tent. Left shoulder. Potential issue for Baker Mayfield. Hopefully he's okay. But I'll check out the Broncos schedule in a second. See what they've got left. Obviously, know they play the Chiefs. I think they play the Chargers one more time as well. And probably the Raiders. Or did they play the Raiders twice already? No. First and 10 here. Stafford throwing outside. A little bit of a late throw. But it's still caught by Whittington. For a gain of 4. Let's see. Broncos training schedule. They got the Commanders next week. That's probably a win. They got the Raiders. That's probably a win. The Packers is an interesting one. That could be tough. Jaguars could be a tough game as well. And they play the Chiefs and Chargers. So, honestly, a pretty tough 4-game stretch to end the season. Packers, Jaguars, Broncos, Chargers. But I think they'll probably beat the Chargers. I don't know about the Chiefs. I would like their chance against the Jaguars as well. Stafford looks to throw here. Finds a wide open receiver. That's Nakua. And he get it inside Buccaneer territory all the way down to the 39-yard line. Another great throw and catch from Stafford to one of his receivers. This time it's Nakua. And, man, Stafford, what a game he's played so far. He's 17 of 20 for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Stafford looks to throw here. And another completion over the middle. He finds, I don't know who that is, number 15. Another nice throw and catch right there. And just like that, the Rams down to the 24-yard line in just a few plays. 3:20 to go in the first half. Stafford in the pistol. Stafford high snap, able to collect it, gonna take a shot downfield for Adams. Call for another touchdown. What a throw by Matthew Stafford. Davante Adams with his second touchdown of the first half. What a drive. 4 plays, 65 yards. The Rams go right down the field. And Matthew Stafford with his third touchdown of the first half. The Rams of 27, about to be 28-7. What a throw by Stafford. You can't put this any better. And what a first half for the Rams. The extra point here to make it 28-7, up and good. What a start. 28-7. The Rams lead the Buccaneers. Alright, let's see. Yeah, but our defense needs to tighten up. They allowed the Bengals to score too many points. I actually didn't see any of that game. But I don't know if the Bengals scoring an insane amount. What did the Bengals score? Oh, 20? That's not that bad. Considering the offense is pretty good. Bengals 317 yards. 120 rushing. 187 passing. I don't think it's that bad. But I mean, obviously, I also didn't watch the game. You'd probably know better than me, but I'll take your word for it. Don't know how the Eagles lost or stopped watching after 21-0. Yeah, I went to go eat dinner, and I came back. I saw the Cowboys score to make it 21-7. I was like, okay, maybe that'll get interesting. I still didn't expect it, because the Eagles, they found ways to win in ugly games all year long, but not able to do it this time. Fumbled too many times in the fourth quarter. The offense didn't score a single point in the second half. Yeah. I was a little surprised they blew that as well. I imagine the Rams blowing a 21-point lead. Doubt it. Never mind, Rams will win. Yeah, I doubt that as well. There's some teams you could see blowing a lead, but I don't really think the Rams are one of them. Giants are definitely one of them, but I don't think the Rams would be one of them. But the Rams up 28-7. Matthew Stafford is now over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, on just 3 incompletions as well. Davante Adams, 4 catches for 52 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first half. And the Rams look really good. So the kick is away here, and this one's going to be brought back. Actually, they dropped at the goal line, but then it's picked up, and it's brought back to just the 20-yard line. Great kick coverage there by the Rams. And let's see the Buccaneers here. Remember, Baker Mayfield was banged up at the end of that last drive. Got looked at for a shoulder injury. So let's see if he comes back out on the field. Yep, he is back out there. So that's good to see. I'm glad Baker's okay. Mayfield hands off here. Sean Tucker is pretty much stopped at the line of scrimmage. But Baker Mayfield back on the field here. He's already been banged up as well with knee and oblique injuries. he is now dealing with a potential shoulder problem, but he's back out in the field. Buccaneers have had a pretty bad collapse from how they started. Yeah, that is true. Lost 3 of their last 4 games. Probably going to be 4 of their last 5 after today. Injuries definitely a factor, but yeah, it definitely hasn't been quite as good since the way they started. Mayfield to throw here. Mayfield pocket collapsing, rolls left, checks down to Sean Tucker. And Tucker is going to get wrapped up after getting about 3. Baker MVP talks have collapsed too. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think you can put all the Buccaneers' recent struggles on him, but he has definitely slowed down after a hot start. But speaking of MVP, I think Stafford should be the MVP so far, and definitely adding to that with what he's done so far today. I mean, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half. That's now, I believe, 30 touchdowns on the year. I believe that's 30. Yeah, 27 coming into the game. Now 3 today. That's 30 touchdowns on the year for Matthew Stafford. Stafford or Taylor. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor as well. I mean, he didn't have a great game today. But he's just been so good. Like, he can afford to have a not amazing game. He ran for 16 carries, 58 yards today. But, I mean, he's still run for nearly 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns. He's also averaging 5.8 yards a carry. But, I mean, he's just on an insane pace. Hold on. The Colts have played how many games? Colts, they've played 11 games. But he's literally on pace for 2,264 yards. And he's also got, what did I say, 17 touchdowns? He's on pace for 26 touchdowns and 2,200 yards. I mean, if he does put up those numbers, he's probably going to win MVP, but if his pace does slow down a little bit, which, I mean, you might expect it to slow down a little bit because it's been that insane, it should be Stafford. One of those two for sure. Stafford has never won an MVP, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's won an MVP either. He didn't even win Super Bowl MVP that one year they won the Super Bowl. That was Cooper Kupp. He's definitely having a MVP caliber season, at least so far. But 3rd and 6 here for the Buccaneers at the 2-minute warning. Mayfield looks to throw. Rams bring a blitz. Mayfield has time, throws underneath. That pass is caught by Godwin, but he's taken down after a gain of just 4, 2 yards short of a first down. Oh, sorry, was there static in the mic again? I don't know what causes that. I've been trying to figure it out, but I'm just not exactly sure what the problem with that is. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get a new mic and hope that fixes it. But I'm not sure what the problem is. I've tried playing around with different settings and all that stuff. I just have no idea what causes it. But 4th and 2 here. By the way, the Rams called a timeout with a minute 43 to go. And they're going to go for it right here. 4th and 2. Empty backfield here for the Buccaneers. Empty backfield for Baker Mayfield. They will snap it. Mayfield looks to throw. Quick throw. Incomplete. Looking for Sterling Shepard. But it's broken up, and the Rams are going to take over the great field position. Another stop by the Rams defense. Well, they got a great opportunity to go up 35-7 before halftime. Mic sounds bad. Make sure it's plugged in good. Yeah, I always make sure I check that. It seems good. I mean, I've seen a million different suggestions online, but I just seems like nothing helps. And it's also something that's frustrating is I don't know what caused it, so I don't know how to fix it because it's just so random when it happens. Like I can put it on for and test it for an hour, it won't happen. But then when I go to record the next time, it does. So it's really frustrating. Rams gonna hand it off here to Kyron Williams up the middle for about a yard. Yeah, I think the plan is just gonna get a new one sometime soon. Second and 8 here from the 26. Stafford, quick throw to the outside for Nakua. And he makes the catch. Gains about 4, maybe 5. Stops the clock, minute 10 to go. It's sad that Stafford wasted so many years in Detroit. Same for Megatron. Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy how good the two were. Obviously, Stafford now having success, team success, that is, with the Rams. But obviously, Megatron retired. So 3rd and 3. Stafford and shotgun back to his left. Stafford going to look to throw here. Take a shot at the end zone again. Incomplete. Looking for Adams on a back shoulder throw this time. And actually brings up 4th down. So 4th and 3 with a minute 6 to go. Will be a field goal try here for the Rams. Never happens during recorded video, just live streams. Well, it's actually happened a little bit more during recorded videos. Or it's actually started happening during recorded videos recently. After I've only noticed on streams before. But now it's happened when I've been recording as well. Get back to that in a second. Rams going to settle for 3 here. A 40-yard field goal. And the kick is right down the middle. And that is also the first field goal made for the Rams kicker, Harrison Mevis, the former Missouri kicker. He's like 240 pounds as a kicker. And he makes his first NFL field goal attempt from 40 yards away. And the Rams now 31-7 before halftime. Yeah, UFL representing Stallion legend. Harrison Mevis. But yeah, I don't know what causes the static with my mic. I don't know. So I originally thought it might have been a setting like you had suggested at one point. But now that it started happening with on recorded videos and on a completely different computer as well, using different software and everything, I think it's just something with the mic or the whatever. So I'm gonna try to get a new one for pretty soon. See, okay, I can sometimes see, like, I think there was just static right there. Let's see. See again, I think. Yeah, see, like, I have no idea what causes that. That's the worst part about it. If it's still really bad, I might just switch to my other mic. I have a different one, but it's just not as good. So I like to just use this one and hope it doesn't happen. But if it keeps happening, I might switch mics for the rest of the stream. We'll see. Not everything lasts forever, sadly. Yeah, that is true. This mic, I think, is about 2 years old. So, I mean, it's not, like, brand new, but I like it to last a little bit longer than that. Yeah, definitely. Seems like it might be time to look into a new one. But the Buccaneers get the football here, down 31-7, with a minute 2 to go before halftime. So the Buccaneers do have time. They've got, obviously, minute 2, all 3 timeouts. And the defense just did a good job able to hold the Rams to hold the Rams to 3 after turning it over on downs. So 1st and 10 from the 35. Mayfield looks to throw. Mayfield throws the outside. That's caught by Sterling Shepard. And Shepard dodges ahead for a gain of 7. 52 seconds left. Clock is running. Buccaneers have all 3 timeouts. .40 seconds and counting. Mayfield looks to throw. Throwing outside. That pass dropped by Otten. And incomplete. That's about what your cheap headsets last for. Maybe I'm not thinking. Maybe I'm thinking it should last longer than, and it really shouldn't. So 3rd and 3. 34 seconds left in the first half. Mayfield, quick throw. That pass caught by Tez Johnson. Makes the catch. Got 4. And 29 seconds left. I think the Buccaneers call timeout right here. Looks like they do. Clock stops here. It's their first, leaving them with 2 remaining. So 1st and 10 here from the 46. Blitz coming from the Rams. Baker looks to throw. Rolling right. Throwing incomplete. And now we got a flag down. 24 seconds left in the first half. We got illegal contact against the Rams, so 5 yards and automatic first down. Patriots need a bye already with 1 more game against the Giants. I think the Giants have a bye after that as well. That is a late bye, having a bye in, what is that, week 14? That is definitely late, but I mean, at least for the Patriots, you can look at it this way, where you're a little bit more rested, having a bye sooner before the playoffs if you guys don't get the first round bye and get the top seed. So 1st and 10 from the 49. Mayfield looks to throw. Mayfield pressured again. Rolls right. Throws on the run. That pass is knocked away, looking for Godwin. But it's knocked away by Emmanuel Forbes, the former first-round pick of the Commanders. It brings up 2nd and 10 with 18 seconds left in the first half. Man, this is a great play. He's in man coverage. He's got to run all the way across the field. And they've been making really nice play and knock the ball away. That's a great play for Emmanuel Forbes right there. It was 2nd and 10. Mayfield just gets the snap off. Bobbles the snap. It's on the ground. And Mayfield's just going to dive on it back at the 40-yard line. And the Buccaneers going to call another timeout. Yeah, I don't think the Patriots have ever had a bye that late before. I don't think. It's ours mostly smack in the middle. Yeah, I don't really remember when the Giants usually have buys. Yeah, week 14 is late though. Yeah, I don't know what to expect for that game next week. I'm going to stream it because it's Monday Night Football, but Giants seem to play well against good teams. So maybe they will look decent. I don't know. 3rd and 21 here. Mayfield looks to throw. Mayfield steps up. Mayfield pressured and sacked. Almost lost the ball. And that's going to bring up 4th down. And the Buccaneers can call a timeout with 3 seconds left. And probably just attempt a Hail Mary right here. Jared Verse with the sack. Wow, he just runs through Tristan Wirfs. That is not an easy thing to do. One of the better left tackles in the NFL. Can't remember if that's Gillette or MetLife. I think Gillette. I'm pretty sure. But we got 3 seconds left in the first half. It's actually the Rams that call the final timeout. With 5 seconds left in the first half. So 4th and 24. Interesting that the Rams would call a timeout right there. Maybe they're hoping they can get like a pick six on a Hail Mary, a strip sack, something. Mayfield pressured again. Mayfield rolling left. Mayfield going to launch one way down the field. I think they got tipped. That pass is intercepted. It's picked off by Forbes. Let's see if they can set up a return. They got blockers. Forbes crosses the 30. Forbes crosses the 40. Gets across midfield, and he's just going to head out of bounds. And that brings us to halftime. 31-7. Baker Mayfield also down on one knee after throwing that one. Well, that one didn't get tipped to the one. It's not a great throw from Mayfield, who definitely hurt himself on that throw. Hopefully he's okay. He's able to slowly walk to the locker room. Yeah, hopefully he's okay. But the Rams lead 31-7 at halftime. And they get the ball to start the second half. What a performance so far. I've only lost at home this season so far. We're undefeated on the road. Oh, don't worry. The Giants can't win on the road. They've lost like 12 straight on the road, I think. They'll probably have you guys worried for a while because they like to take leads on the road and then blow the leads. So there's that. But yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but I don't really have many high expectations for that game. Alright, but I'm gonna go take a quick break, use the bathroom, fill my water. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We got the Rams leading the Buccaneers 31-7 at the half. A dominant first half for the Rams, not a very good one for the Buccaneers. And now on top of all that, Baker Mayfield is banged up, very slow to get up after the Hail Mary throw. Hopefully he's okay. Just because we'll be rivals next week, I hope Wilson starts. Yeah, I don't. He's about the last person I want to see at quarterback for the Giants. I don't know. I hope Jackson Dart's back next week. Thought he was going to be back this week, but Jameis got the start again. And hopefully Jackson Dart's back next week, because I was going to get a little bit worried about him. But yeah, that's going to be a fun matchup if they do end up playing. If Dart does play with two good young quarterbacks, Drake May and Jackson Dart. That should be a pretty interesting one. But as far as an updated score prediction for this game goes, Rams currently 31-7. When we had the game a few weeks ago that wasn't close between the Seahawks and Commanders, that game was pretty similar to this at halftime. Maybe that was 31-0 at halftime. Uh, let's see what that score was at halftime. Let's see. Final score is 38-14. And the score at halftime was 31-7. So the exact same score. So that game ended 38-14. I do think the Rams will score a little bit more. And I mean, I don't know if the Seahawks or if the Buccaneers are going to have Baker for the second half. So let's go 45-14 Rams. That's definitely going to be a lot different than what I expected. But I mean, this game's probably not going to be close. I don't know when Booty will return for us. He's out? Why did I never know that? Seems like he played today. Did he leave with injury today, or? From what I see right here, it looks like he played today. I think he's been out since the Buccaneers game. Okay. Yeah, that could be a problem. He's had a pretty solid year. Stephon Diggs also had a really good year. He's a lot better than I expected him to be this year. I mean, he's putting up 659 yards and 3 touchdowns. I didn't watch the game, just listened to a stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, Stephon Diggs, he's having a pretty surprising year. I mean, coming off a torn ACL, he's also like 32, 31 maybe. He's having a lot better of a season than I would have expected. But we'll go over some stats from the first half real quick before the second half starts. Baker Mayfield went 9 of 19 for 41 yards. Touchdown and 2 interceptions. Got sacked twice. 31, almost 32. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, still older for a receiver and still producing at a high level for the Patriots. Having a pretty good year. But Baker Mayfield, not a great first half. Just 41 passing yards, averaging 2.2 yards per pass attempt. Got banged up. Got sacked twice, threw 2 picks. Not a great first half. Now, on the ground for the Buccaneers, they ran the ball somewhat effectively. 7 carries, 29 yards for Sean Tucker, 4 for 20 for Rachaad White, 4 for 19 for Baker Mayfield, and 2 carries, 12 yards for Tez Johnson. So, I mean, 80 yards, 4.7 yards a carry isn't terrible, but the problem is they're down by 24 points and can't really be running the football. And then receiving for the Buccaneers, Tez Johnson, 2 catches for 18 yards and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 2 for 9. Sterling Shepard, 1 for 7. Sean Tucker, a catch for 4. Cade Otton, a catch for 3. And Emeka Egbuka, 2 catches for 0 yards. Then for the Rams, Matthew Stafford is 19 of 23 for 210 yards and 3 touchdowns. On the ground for the Rams, Blake Corum, 3 carries, 21 yards. Kyren Williams, 2 carries for 3 yards. A very pass-heavy approach, 23 pass attempts compared to 5 rush attempts. And then receiving for the Rams, Puka Nacua, 5 catches for 80 yards. Devontae Adams, 4 for 52 and 2 touchdowns. Colby Parkinson, 4 for 41 and a touchdown. Kotana Mumpfield, 2 for 25. David Allen, 1 for 6. Jordan Whittington, 2 for 4. And Kyren Williams, 1 for 2. And then team stats in that first half. 14 first downs for the Rams, 9 for the Buccaneers. Rams went 4 for 5 on third down. Buccaneers actually were pretty good. They went 6 of 10. But obviously still only 7 points. Rams outgained the Buccaneers 224 to 109. Rams at 7.7 yards per play. The Buccaneers at 2.9. Rams the better team throwing the ball. Buccaneers better on the ground. Both teams perfect in the red zone. 1 for 1 for the Buccaneers. 2 for 2 for the Rams. 1 penalty, 5 yards was an illegal contact call against the Rams. 2 turnovers, both interceptions thrown by Baker. And 1 defensive touchdown, that was by the Rams. And time possession 16:50 for the Buccaneers, 13:10 for the Rams. And also perfect timing, because the second half kicks off here. And it is a kickoff that bounces short of the landing zones. The ball will come out to, I believe, the 40. Yeah, so the kickoff doesn't reach the landing zone. So the Rams will have great field position to start the second half. So 1st and 10 here. Rams start on their own 40-yard line. Because the kickoff bounced short. There's a handoff to Kyren Williams up the middle. He's got space and 7 yards on first down. They gave it to him just 2 times in the first half. Probably expect to see a lot more of him in the second half, especially with the Rams having a big lead. Be back in a few. Gotta go make a run to the store. Okay. Sounds good. Baker Mayfield, who hit the turf in pain right before half, this is according to Ian Rappaport, is doubtful to return with a left shoulder injury. That is not good. I hope Baker's okay. But it's going to be... I don't even know. Who's the Buccaneers' backup quarterback? They go to don't even know who the backup quarterback is for the Buccaneers. Yeah, I think there was a static in the mic again. The weird noises coming from it. Alright, but hopefully that stopped now. I'll just shut the volume off and turn the knob down back up. Oh, Teddy Bridgewater is the backup quarterback for the Buccaneers. Okay, what's with all this static? Sorry about all that. But Bridgewater is going to be making his first, or he's going to make an appearance here, most likely. Alright, I might have to switch mics. Let's see. Now it seems okay. Yeah, now it seems alright. Sorry about all that. It's a 2nd and 3 here for the Rams. Stafford looks to throw. Throws underneath. That pass going to be caught by Nakua for a first down. Got 5. And the Rams have moved to 6. Alright, I just want to see what that sounded like. Or hear what that sounded like. You don't see sounds. Yeah, so it obviously doesn't sound good. So 1st and 10 here from the 46. Handoff goes to Kyron Williams up the middle, breaks a tackle, and Williams gets to the 40 before he's stopped. The Buccaneers defense, they've allowed over 28 points in 3 straight games. They've allowed 400 plus yards in back-to-back games. They've allowed 244 so far tonight. So 2nd and 4 from the 40. Stafford and shotgun back to his left. Stafford looks to throw. Stafford takes a shot downfield. High throw. Oh, it's dropped by Adams. Got to be caught near the 24-yard line. Devontae Adams, not a receiver who shoots many drops. Yeah, that one should be caught for sure. And it brings up 3rd and 4. Could be 4-down territory. Stafford, quick throw. That pass is incomplete. There's a flag that comes down. It's going to be an illegal formation. I thought this might have been interference. I thought he might have got there a little bit early. So it's an illegal formation that goes against the Rams. Left tackle lined up too far back. So it's 4th and 4. The Rams will keep the offense out there and go for it. I like the call. You don't really want to punt from here or attempt an insanely long field goal. So 4th down and 4. Stafford looks to throw. Stafford pressured, rolling right. Stafford stumbling, just gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. So it's a turnover on downs right there for the Rams. Pressure got to Stafford as he tried to escape. He loses balance, trips, and just kind of flings it. And it is incomplete, and the Buccaneers take over the football. So Teddy Bridgewater into the game for the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield out with an injury, or doubtful to return with a shoulder injury. Last time Bridgewater was attempted to pass was the 2024 divisional round matchup against the Lions. So they call grounding against Stafford. Not like it matters, because either he throws an incomplete pass or it's turnover on downs, or it's a turnover on downs because of the penalty. But they call grounding against Stafford, not like that really matters. And Baker Mayfield, Teddy Bridgewater into the game. For the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield with a shoulder injury, doubtful to return. And let's see what Teddy Bridgewater can do. So Stafford did make it outside of the pocket, but he couldn't get the ball past the line of scrimmage. But let's see what Teddy Bridgewater can do here for the Buccaneers. He briefly played for the Lions in the NFC Divisional Round game against the Commanders. But it's going to be his first extended action in a while. So Bridgewater under center here from the 48-yard line. Sean Tucker is the back, and they'll give it to Tucker up the middle for about 3, maybe 4. But Teddy Bridgewater, 33 years old, out of Louisville, is going to be attempting his first passes of the season, you would expect. It's going to be his first really extended playing time since the last week of the 2022 season. Actually, January 1st, 2023, where he threw 19 passes as a member of the Dolphins against the Patriots. He threw for 161 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Here's another handoff to Sean Tucker. This is a pretty solid run, picking up 5. Bridgewater saw 3 games of extended playing time for the Dolphins that year. But the Patriots, Vikings, and Bengals. Dolphins ended up losing all 3. Bridgewater threw for 683 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions that year. And here is a handoff to Rachaad White up the middle on 3rd and short, and he's got a first down. So it's a 1st and 10. Bridgewater under center. Another handoff. White this time hitting the backfield and dropped for a loss. Landman number 53. With the tackle for loss right there. Great job taking down Rachaad White in the backfield. So 2nd and 12. Bridgewater and shotgun back to his right. Still haven't seen him throw the ball yet. All 4 plays have been handoffs. Now we'll look to throw. Bridgewater throws that pass, going to be caught by Johnson. No, is that caught? Rams say incomplete. But they will give him a catch right there. Tez Johnson gains 12. Well, that is close, but I do think he actually caught that. I don't think the ball ever hits the ground. It does actually move, but I don't think the ball ever touches the ground. So they're going to replay assist, puts the pass to incomplete. No, I think that's complete. I don't think it ever moves or ever hits the ground. His hand is always under the ball. That never hits the ground. That's a completed catch. That's a completed pass or a catch, whatever you want to say. That's a catch. I wonder if Todd Bowles can challenge that after replay assist comes in. So 3rd and 12 here after they rule that incomplete. Bridgewater pressured. Bridgewater spins around, steps up. Bridgewater going to run for it here, or try to. And he'll spin his way to the 32. So it's 4th down and 6 here. Buccaneers will go for it because why not? Already down by 24. 9:30 to go in the third quarter. Bridgewater throws underneath. Caught by Otten. First down, Buccaneers. Down to the Rams 20, and they move the sticks on 4th down. So it's a 1st and 10. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. So a 24-point Rams lead. Bridgewater under center from the 20-yard line. Tez Johnson goes in motion. And they're going to hand it off to Sean Tucker, who runs into pretty much a wall after a gain of a yard. So 2nd down and 8. With 8:20 to go in the third quarter. So 2nd down and 8. Bridgewater and shotgun back to his right. Bridgewater looks to throw. Going to take a shot. End zone. Nobody home. Sterling Shepard, the intended receiver. Buccaneers want a flag. There is no flag. And it's 3rd down. Yeah, I honestly couldn't understand the penalty right there. Shepard trying to get upfield, but Durant doesn't allow him to. So I could understand it. But there is no call. 3rd and 8. Bridgewater to throw. Bridgewater throws, knocked down. Emmanuel Forbes, another nice play. Brings up 4th down. With 7:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. How about Emmanuel Forbes recently? He's really done a nice job with the Rams after getting cut by the Commanders. Former 1st-round pick, never really was good with the Commanders. Then they kind of gave up on him kind of soon, I feel. And now playing pretty well with the Rams. So another 4th down the Buccaneers will go for. They'll probably go for 90% of the ones that they have left. Bridgewater, pressured. Bridgewater, sacked. Thought he was going to be able to escape. Teddy Bridgewater sacked back at the 27-yard line. Kobe Turner with the sack. And the Rams defense with another stop. This time it's a red zone stand. On 4th down. And this game could end up being ugly if the Buccaneers are going to go for it on almost every remaining 4th down. And potentially not get it because it is. Could not. There's potential for it not to be great. Hold on 1 second. With 31-7, the Rams lead the Buccaneers. This game has not been close. Rams have jumped out to an early lead, and they have not looked back since. The Buccaneers really haven't been in this game. We still wait for them to come back from commercial midway through the 3rd quarter. Matthew Stafford tonight, when given a clean pocket, 19 of 23 for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's only not had a clean pocket 4 times. He's been pressured on just 18% of his dropbacks tonight, which is the 2nd lowest of the season. The Rams offensive line did a nice job. Because that's the one area Stafford's not great. Because obviously he's not very mobile. Especially at 37, I think. So he's not great under pressure. Here he's got time, finds Nacua. And Puka Nacua going to gain 9. Looks like Puka's a little shaken up right there. Almost did a split, so it's understandable why. So 1st and 10 from the 37. Stafford under center, Whittington in motion. Stafford looks to throw. Throws outside, caught by Whittington, makes a man miss, cuts back inside. And Whittington is going to have a nice pickup right there. 13 yards in the catch and run. Up to the 45-yard line. Or is that the 50? I can't tell. Section midfield. Where he got it. But just a simple check down there for Stafford under pressure. And then Whittington does a nice job after the catch. About 10 yards. So the ball in midfield here. Stafford under center. Corum is the back. Stafford hands off. Corum has nowhere to go, and he's dropped for a big loss. Corum going to lose like 6 yards on the play. But that is a negative play right there for the Rams. Very few of those so far. Vita Vea tonight's been double teamed on 62 or 64% of his pass rushes and has 0 pressures. Rams doing a nice job. He's not able to impact the game. Double teamed again here. Stafford has time, steps up, throws that is bobbled by Allen, but will make the catch and get some of the lost yardage back. Actually, get all of it back and gain 2 as well. So overall pickup of 8 makes it 3rd down and 8. With 5:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. So 3rd down and 8. Stafford and shotgun back to his left. Ball on the Buccaneers 48. Stafford looks to throw. Stafford pump fakes, gets pressured, steps into a throw, incomplete. Rams a little frustrated on that one. So the Rams going to punt for maybe the first time today. I don't remember. I think it probably is. So Evans gets it away. And a fair catch still on 4 at the 8-yard line. And that is where the Buccaneers will take over with 4:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. So, not great field position, and the Buccaneers still down by 24 points. But a 24-point game still. Baker Mayfield's now been ruled out for the remainder of the game with a shoulder injury. Left shoulder injury. But hopefully Baker is okay and it's not a serious injury. And it also makes sense that they're not going to put Baker back in this game because obviously he is. There's no sense in putting him back in when you're down by 24 points. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. So a 24-point lead for the Rams. So it'll be Teddy Bridgewater the rest of the way. That was Baker Mayfield out for the rest of the game. And he'll finish the game not his best. 9 of 19, 41 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Had a pretty rough game. And he's now got his left arm in a sling over on the sideline. So hopefully he's okay. So 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. Bridgewater under center. Tucker is the back. They hand it to him. And Tucker fights forward for about 3 yards. The Rams defense is 39% of pass rush snaps, with a stunt along the defensive line. It's highest in the NFL. Big reason why they got so much pressure on quarterbacks. Here's a throw to the outside. For again, a 4 makes it 3rd and short. As Otten makes the catch. Chris Shula is somebody I'd really like. Rams defensive coordinator for the Giants head coach. I know a lot of Giants fans have been saying that recently, but I liked him even before the Seahawks game last week. Seeing what he can do with this defense, I think the Giants have a lot of success with as well. Hire a good offensive mind. I think he'd be a great hire for the Giants. He's my number 1 pick right now for Giants head coach. Here's a throw to the outside for Otten. He's wrapped up short of a 1st down. And it's 4th and 1. Let's see what the Buccaneers do here. You're down 24. It's 4th and 1, but you're on your own 17-yard line. So let's see how aggressive they get. Oh, so that's a really nice tackle in space right there by Curl. A much bigger player that he's trying to tackle. A safety versus a tight end. A really nice tackle in space. But the Buccaneers will punt it away. And Kyron Williams fields it at the 29. And he'll get to the 35, maybe 36. And that is where the Rams take over. So 2:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. Still a 24-point lead for the Rams. And they're going to go to another commercial. But they go to commercial again. At least NBC will get lots of commercials in if they're trying to, or if this game continues the way it is, with a lot of punts for the Buccaneers. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. We still wait for them to come back. About 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, which was the fourth quarter. I almost said fourth. All right, now they're back. Matthew Stafford with 30 touchdowns. That leads the NFL at age 37. Matthew Stafford has also thrown 27 touchdown passes without throwing an interception, which is tied for the most in NFL regular season history with Tom Brady. That's pretty good. 27 straight without a pick. So 1st and 10 from the 36. Stafford looks to throw. Steps up. Stafford throws downfield. High. What a catch by Adams. He climbs the ladder and gets the 40-yard line. We got a flag down. Wait, is this coming? Oh, wow. It's coming back. A hold against the Rams center. Takes off a really nice catch for Devontae Adams. I mean, he still caught it and still a good play. Oh, so maybe that's why the Rams double-teamed Vita Vea. Because when they don't, they have to hold him to make sure it doesn't impact the play. But that's a big penalty right there. Wipes off a nice play. I mean, it's not really going to matter in this game, most likely. But a highlight reel play for Devontae Adams wipes off the board. Here's a screen for Davis Allen. And Allen, nice catch and run right there. Got 14 yards. Brings up 2nd and 6. Gets a lot of the penalty yardage back. Actually, all of it back. But a little bit more as well. So 2nd and 5. Minute 20 to go in the third quarter. Stafford under center. Play action. Stafford throws. That is caught by Adams again. Flag flies. And Adams thrown down at the 49-yard line. Really surprising that the Rams aren't running the ball at all, considering they're 24 nearly in the fourth quarter. 59 seconds left in the third. So we got a hold against the Buccaneers before the pass. So 1st and 10. Devontae Adams, 5 catches for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. There's a handoff to Kyron Williams. Now they run the football. And it's a good run, too. Williams gains 8, maybe 9 as he lunges forward. And he thought he was never down, but they will blow it dead. Could have been the final play of the third quarter. Todd Bowles in his 4th year as Buccaneer head coach. The first Buccaneer coach to reach the playoffs each of the first 3 years. And he's actually won the division all 3 years as well. So 2nd and 1. Rams don't have to run a play. 3 seconds till the quarter ends. And they won't run a play. Whoa, wait a minute. We got a flag right here. Discussion between the officials. Looks like somebody flinched early. As usual, each side always points at the other. Alright, so there is no penalty. The quarter ended first. And it is now... We're now going to the fourth quarter. So we enter the fourth quarter, a scoreless third quarter, and the Rams still lead 31-7. But they are well on their way to a win unless Teddy Bridgewater and the Buccaneers decide to make a miraculous comeback. But the Rams well on their way to winning this game and improving to what 9-2, 10-2. Rams would be 9-2. They're 8-2 right now. Would also be their 6th win in a row. On their win streak, they've beaten the Rams, Jaguars, Saints, 49ers, Seahawks, and potentially Buccaneers. Most likely Buccaneers. Only losses for the Rams were to the Eagles in Week 3, and they lost to the 49ers on Thursday Night Football. But it's been a really good year. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial as we enter the 4th quarter. So a 24-point lead. The year the Rams won the Super Bowl, they started off 7-1, and then they lost 3 in a row. They didn't get their 8th win to Week 13. Well, I guess that's not that far off. Week 12 this week. Yeah, that was a great year for the Rams. Alright, they're back from commercial here. Oh! The Raiders have fired offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. That's interesting. Chip Kelly in his first year as Raiders OC. He was at Ohio State last year. He's been fired after 11, maybe 12 games. 10 or 11 games. Very interesting. 1st and 10 here. There's a handoff to Kyron Williams for a gain of 3. I mean, it does make sense the Raiders fire Chip Kelly. Their offense, one of the worst in the NFL. I don't really think he was doing a great job. I mean, I didn't think he was terrible, but didn't really like to get Aston Gentry involved at all, which is definitely not something you would want if you're the Raiders, having spent a top 5 pick on him, or a top 10 pick on him. 2nd and 7, Stafford pump fakes, and Stafford throws it away. Well, that's interesting. The Raiders fire Chip Kelly. I'll pull up the exact numbers for the Raiders in a couple minutes. Next commercial, because I can't get it to load on my phone. With 3rd and 7, Stafford and shotgun back to his right. Stafford throws. Oh, wow, nearly picked. Just got it high enough. But it's incomplete. Nothing has changed while you were away. No, not really. The scores stayed the exact same. And we've seen some punts. A turnover on downs for each team. Yeah, but not didn't miss too much. The Rams, they 4th and 7 right here. They're going to send on Mevis for a 52-yard field goal. And he's got a big leg hit from 61 in college. And Mevis to kick on the way. It is on line, and it is good. 52 yards away. Harrison Mevis puts the Rams up 34-7. A 27-point lead. Did you hear the news? The Chip Kelly news, I assume? Because, yes, I did. Yeah, the Chip Kelly news. I heard about that. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't really think he was doing a great job. I mean, I feel like you don't usually see offensive coordinators fired halfway through their first year. But, I mean, the Raiders, they're fifth worst in the NFL. Scoring 15.5 points a game. Actually, I don't think that's updated. Oh, wow. This is interesting. During the offseason, the Raiders made Chip Kelly the NFL's highest paid coordinator. And now he's out 11 games into his first season. That investment clearly did not pay off. But the Raiders, they scored just 10 points today. And they're scoring 15 points a game on the season. Which, I mean, is pretty bad. It's second worst in the NFL. I mean, he at least got Ashton Jeanty involved today. He gave it to him 17 times, threw it to him another 8 times. So he got him involved in the offense, which is progress from last week, but just not a good performance from the Raiders offense, and Chip Kelly out as the offensive coordinator. The Buccaneers defense is stepping up, the offense continuing to fall flat. The defense playing a little bit better. The But the offense, I mean, they're without Baker Mayfield, so he's out for the rest of the game with a shoulder injury. I don't really know how much you can actually expect against a good defense with your backup quarterback. Still crazy we lost to the Raiders at Gillette. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. But I mean, that was first game of the year. I mean, a lot has changed since then. Eagles should fire their OC. Can't really say I disagree with that. He has not been very good, although, I mean, I do like seeing the Eagles be bad. So. Wouldn't mind them keeping him. But week ones are pretty unpredictable. Yeah, week one, I mean, you just have no idea what you're going to get out of really any team in week one. So, I mean, yeah, it's really unpredictable. I mean, a lot changes between week 1 and week 12. I'm trying to remember what other week 1 results we had, but I can't remember. So, first and 10. Bridgewater going to look to throw here. It was a touchback, by the way. And Bridgewater throws at the feet of Emeka Egbuka up the seam. And it's second and 10. Here, let me pull up week 1. Week 1, we had. I mean, the Lions look terrible in week 1. They're obviously not terrible. Bridgewater to throw it away here on second and 10. The Rams offense scored 14 points in week 1. That has changed a lot. The Jets offense actually put up 32 in week 1. And They know. Can't do anything. Week 1 picks are typically based on the previous season. Yeah, I mean, that is true, because you never know how all the offseason moves are going to gel together and stuff like that. That's really a lot based on the previous year. So, as you said. But yeah, week 1s are very unpredictable. Bridgewater swung around here and sacked by about half the Rams' defense gets there. Let's see, a flag is down, though. Is this going to be roughing the passer? No, it's not. Oh, it's defensive holding, so I mean. Still gives the Buccaneers an automatic first down, but at least he's not roughing the passer. They call it against 30 of the Rams' defense. Yeah, a little bit of hold right there. So 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Bridgewater and shotgun back to his right. They bring Johnson in motion. And they hand it off here to Rachaad White to the left side. White breaks the tackle, has space, and gains 15. Good run right there. And here he takes out Sean McVay on the sideline. Teddy Bridgewater, he's still in the NFL. He did retire. Yeah, he retired, but he came back for the playoff run with the Lions last year. And then he decided he wanted to keep playing. So he's now with the Buccaneers this year. So 1st and 10. Bridgewater rolling to his right. Flag comes in, probably a hold. And Bridgewater just going to float it out of bounds. So we got a hold here going against the Buccaneers. Backs him up another 10 yards. So 1st and 20 right here. Bridgewater has set up the screen for Sterling Shepard, and he's got no space. Maybe 2. That's being kind of generous. Brings up 2nd and long. Alright, they will give him 2, so it's 2nd and 18 for the Bucs. 12 minutes to go. So Bridgewater and shotgun back to his right. Look to throw. He's actually got time this time. And he throws one over the middle. That's caught. In stride for Emeka Egbuka inside the 30. Stiff arms the guy, and he's out of bounds at the 20. Nice catch from one of the better offensive plays of the day for the Buccaneers. Egbuka, 19th overall pick out of Ohio State. A little bit of a quiet game today. 3 catches, 32 yards. Most actually on that play. But he's had a really nice rookie year. Bridgewater looks to throw. Pump fakes. And Bridgewater throws incomplete. Tucker couldn't stay in bounds. And it's 2nd and 10. Emeka Egbuka this year tied for 3rd most in the NFL among rookies for catches, most yards, best yards per catch, and the most touchdowns. Having a really nice rookie season. Wait, who are the rookies ahead of him in catches? I have no idea. Here's a screen set up for Tez Johnson. And another rookie receiver for the Buccaneers. Going to pick up about 3. I wonder who the 3 rookies ahead of him are. Is there any receivers who are really high in this draft? Millen, maybe. I don't think he's got a ton of catches, though. Let's see. I mean, it's not just there's one guy ahead of him. There's like three. I think they say he's tied for third. All right, let's see. Reception leaders. McMillan is ahead of him. So is Tyler Warren. Okay. Here's a quick pass to Rashad White, and he'll gain about 4. Make it 4th down at the Rams' 13. Alright, so the players ahead of... The rookies ahead of... Ibuka. McMillan, he's got 54 catches. Tyler Warren's got 50. And then Ibuka's third with 45. Harold Fannin Jr., the Browns tight end, has 44. He's 4th. A 4th down and 3. Buccaneers will go for Bridgewater. Pressured. Rolling left. Backing up. Bridgewater sacked again. 2 4th downs. 2 sacks for this Rams defense for Teddy Bridgewater. And the Rams force a turnover on downs with 9:32 to go in the 4th quarter, leading 34-7. Jared Verson on the sack. Another great play by this Rams defense. Buccaneers, just 184 total yards. Rams defense with 4 sacks. Holding the Buccaneers just 3 yards of play. I mean, this has been a dominant all-around performance. Offense is great. Defense is great. It's been a really good game for the Rams. Wonder if they might take some of the starters out at this point. Leading by 27 with 10 minutes left. Jimmy Garoppolo would come in for the Rams at quarterback if they do make the switch. Garoppolo has appeared in 1 game this year. That was the game against London against the Jaguars. But 34-7, Rams lead the Buccaneers. With a little under 10 minutes to go. And we'll see what the Rams will do offensively. I was really expecting to start running the football more. Stafford's thrown it 35 times. They've only ran the ball 11 times. I mean, definitely would expect them to start running the football a lot more. With them being up by 27. But we'll have to see what the Rams do offensively. Alright, the back from commercial here. Stafford is still in at quarterback, by the way. And the Rams from the 25-yard line bring Whittington in motion and hand it off to Williams to the left side. There's that Corum. That's actually Blake Corum. Why has Blake Corum gotten so many carries today? Or at least snaps. I feel like he's been playing more than Kyron Williams. Tomorrow night is the Panthers and 49ers. Hopefully that game's closer than this one. I think it should be. 2nd and 9 here, 9 minutes to go. Stafford and shotgun back to his left. Another handoff. Here's Corum for a yard or two. So 3rd and 8 for the Rams. Back-to-back run plays went pretty much nowhere. And another run play. Here's Corum up the middle. He's got space, and Corum, oh, he's close to a first down. We're going to mark him a half a yard short. He was close. So it's 4th and inches. And the Rams will punt. I mean, I'd say go for it, but I mean, there's no way, there's no reason to go for it here. Up by 27 points with 7 minutes to go. And this is not a great kick because it goes out of bounds. Let's see where the spot comes in. I hate when they do that. They always have the camera guy zoom in on the ref running down the sideline to spot the ball, and then they always cut away from him before he actually spots it. It drives me insane. So I would assume somewhere on the 40. Well, we'll see. We'll look up real quick. Check the game cast. Probably somewhere around the 40. The Buccaneers' 48-yard line is where they'll get the football. It was an 18-yard punt. Wow, that is brutal. But an 18-yard punt for the Rams. And the Buccaneers take over at their own 48-yard line. So at least they got good field position. But, I mean, they're still down by 27 points. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Got about 8 minutes to go. Actually, 7 minutes to go. 7:12 to go, to be exact. Well, they've actually changed this, so it's actually only a 14-yard punt. The ball is now spotted on the Rams' 48-yard line. Punt gets worse and worse every time I look at it. Man, that is a bad punt. 14 yards? Only 4 touchdowns to come back and win. Yeah, 4 touchdowns, 7 minutes sounds doable. If they were playing the Giants, it probably would be doable. That's the sad part. Next Sunday, we got the Broncos and Commanders. Okay, that doesn't sound great, but I guess could be interesting. I've actually heard Jaden Daniels might return at some point for the Commanders. He wasn't ruled out for the year. But, I mean, I just don't think there's a point in returning him. I mean, even if you bring him back for like week 15, like, what's the point? You're going to be like 3-13 at that point, 3-14. No, that's too far. You're going to be like 3-12 or 3-11. you would be going into week 15 or something like that. But I mean, there's just no reason to bring him back. You're going to be way out of the playoff race. He's already been really banged up this year. You don't want him getting hurt again. Just give him a longer off season. Let him heal up. You're not doing anything with the season anyway. Just let him rest. No need to rush him back. Bring him back for anything like that. Bridgewater pressured, rolling right. Bridgewater. What was that? He kind of like underhand flips this and just gets rid of it. And somehow it ended up going like 20 yards. But it falls incomplete. I've never seen that kind of throwaway. You like underhand just chucks it. Just to get rid of it. So 3rd and 10. Here's a screen for Sterling Shepard. And Shepard gains 3. Not much space right there. Just like that, it's 4th down for the Buccaneers. 6:05 to go. A loss here for the Buccaneers actually ties them with the Panthers for the division. But 6-5. Wow, that is some unfamiliar territory for the Buccaneers. They've been able to run away with this division over the past couple years. The Buccaneers going to punt it away with 5:35 on the clock. Well, a loss here, which is going to happen, but a loss here for the Buccaneers ties them with the Panthers for a day. Because the Panthers will either take the Panthers will either take the lead in the division when they become 7-5 tomorrow, or they'll fall to 6-6 with a loss tomorrow. So the Buccaneers will be tied for first for about 24 hours. Can't wait to see Cam Skydable play again. He's exciting with the flips. Yeah, he's so much fun to watch. I mean, even just the way he plays, he's running through people. Really fun player to watch. So 1st and 10 here from the 20-yard line. Stafford under center. Handoff goes to Kyron Williams to the left side. Breaks a tackle. And Williams gains 8. So 2nd and 1. Stafford under center from the 29-yard line. Williams is the back. They'll hand it to him. And he'll have a first down. Gain about 4. 4:25 to go. For the Rams with a win here, they'll be 9-2. So a game ahead of the Seahawks for the division. Really, technically they're 2 games ahead because obviously they beat the Seahawks last week and have the tiebreaker as of now. Obviously things could change when they play the second time. But the Rams were able to beat Seattle last week 21-19. So 1st and 10 from the 33. Another handoff. Kyron Williams right side. And he is going backwards. Big loss in the play. Lost about 4 or 5. And it brings up 2nd down. But NFC standings, division leaders right now: Rams, Eagles, Bears, and Buccaneers. Wildcard teams would be the Seahawks, Packers, and 49ers. Crazy thing is the Lions are not in the playoffs if it started today. But they got the win. Plenty of time left on the season for them to get in there. Kyron Williams run for 7 yards here. Brings up 3rd and long, though. But it's really crazy. The Chiefs, Ravens, and Lions would all not be in the playoffs if it started today. Imagine telling someone that before the year started. Chiefs currently have the 10 seed in the AFC. And in the NFC, the Lions are currently the 8 seed. With 3rd down and 9 for the Rams. Another handoff. Kyron Williams. Looks like he trips here. Not the one, a scrimmage. And he'll get maybe a yard. And that'll bring us to 2-minute warning. Patriots are 10-2. The Bills are 7-4. Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Bills to catch the Patriots. I mean, yeah, the Bills could beat the Patriots again. Or they could beat the Patriots in a few weeks. When is that? 3 weeks from now? That's week 15. I'm looking at that schedule. Hopefully they flex one of these good games into Sunday night on that week 15. Right now the Sunday night game is Vikings Cowboys. But there's some good games that week. Packers Broncos, Lions Rams, Colts Seahawks, Patriots Bills, Chiefs Chargers. Man, there's a lot of good games that week. Hopefully one of them gets moved to Sunday night. Alright, but that's off topic. But yeah, the Bills do have the opportunity to obviously pick up a game on the Patriots when they play in week 15. But that would still only tie them on the tiebreaker. Then I think the next tiebreaker is division record, which probably imagine both teams are pretty good because the rest of the division's not good with the Dolphins and Jets. But yeah, it could be tough for the Bills to come back. But the punt is away here for the Rams, and Johnson brings it back to the 29. Minute 47 to go. So 1st and 10, minute 47 to go in the game. Probably just hand it off a few times for the Buccaneers. That's exactly what they'll do. Hand off right here. Gain about 3. Chris Collinsworth, by the way, calling his 500th game for NBC tonight. With 2nd and 7, minute 10 to go. The Bills had 5 chances, or 5 consecutive seasons to reach the Super Bowl and choked every time. Yeah, I mean, they couldn't beat the Chiefs. Well, for the 5 years they lost the Chiefs, right? I know they lost the Bengals 1 year. But yeah. I mean, that's just the thing with the Bills. I mean, they made the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and couldn't win a single one of them. I do hope Josh Allen gets one, though, at least one, throughout his career. I know you probably don't like to hear that as a Patriots fan, but I mean, he's just too good to not win at least one Super Bowl in his career. Yeah, for the last 5 years. The Bills have lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs. The one year they haven't lost to the Chiefs was a loss to the Bengals. But the final score here, 34-7, as the Rams officially beat the Buccaneers. A dominant performance all around. Great offensive game, great defensive game. A dominant game for the Rams. They're now 9-2. The Buccaneers fall to 6-5. And they fall into a tie with the Panthers for first place in the NFC South. But a great performance for the Rams, not a great performance for the Buccaneers. Final score 34-7. And obviously the big news for the Buccaneers as well is Baker Mayfield. And hopefully he's okay and his injury is not serious. But yeah, not a very entertaining game. Hopefully tomorrow's is better. Well, Josh Allen may end up like Dan Marino. No rings, but Hall of Famer. Could be. I mean, it's just hard to believe a team or a player that good never wins a Super Bowl. But I mean, it's definitely possible. But we'll have to see. I don't think this year's the year they get it done, though. That defense is not good enough, especially against the run. And I mean, Josh Allen just does not have enough help on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, James Cook is great. Khalil Shakir is good, but outside of that, there's no playmakers on the offensive side. Yeah, Marino did get the one. You're right. Super Bowl, oh, what is that? XIX. Is that 2019? Yeah, 19. Dolphins lost to the 49ers 38-16. Alright, but that's going to do it for this stream, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like the stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. I'll be live tomorrow for Monday Night Football between the Panthers and 49ers. Got a lot of content on the way, as usual. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you guys in the next one.